I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The first item is our reorganization of new officers for 2026. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
I move to nominate Steve Saddlemeyer as chairperson of the Planning Commission for 2026. I move to appoint Dave Diola as vice chair of the Planning Commission for 2026. And I move that we appoint Mark Shapiro as secretary of the Planning Commission for 2026.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Okay.
Congratulations, Mr. Chairman.
There we go. All right, we'll go ahead and get started with the business tonight. There were three things. The first one being our annual reorganization meeting, which we had and we just approved. The second is approval of the September 2025 Planning Commission work session meeting minutes that we had, and I think everybody got a copy of that in their packet. And were there any comments on that at all? Anything that anybody wants to add, comment? Okay, do we have a motion to approve the, Mike? Okay,
I second.
everyone, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? No? Good, so passed. Okay, on to the discussion about the Russell Gardens, and just for everybody's benefit, this part of the meeting is to discuss the proposed development. And let me read it out here. Preliminary and final plan of subdivision and development of subdivision and land development, Russell Gardens, SLD 25-2 at 600 New Road. And I think the first thing that we will do is we will have a presentation by the, can you folks introduce yourself?
Sure. Good evening. I'm Ed Murphy. I'm here on behalf of the applicant. To my immediate left is Justin Giannotti, civil engineer from Dynamic Engineering. Justin and Dynamic prepared the plans that are in front of you for consideration this evening. As Chairman indicated, the plan that we're going to discuss tonight involves what's more typically or commonly known as the Russell Gardens property, which is located on New Road, immediately south of the intersection of New and Cedarbrook. Properties in the R2 zoning district. It's slightly less than 15 acres, and Justin can quickly describe the plan, but essentially it is a loop road that has 18 fully conforming lots on it. The minimum lot size in R2 is 20,000 square feet. These lots range from 23,000 upwards to a little over an acre. So public water, public sewer will be provided for each lot, and but Justin can talk quickly about the layout, what improvements are proposed in terms of stormwater management, and we can talk quickly about the review comments that we've received throughout the fall from your consultants. And essentially, they're all will comply comments, but there are a handful of waivers that we can discuss and seek your recommendation on those as well.
Great. Yeah, Mr. Murphy did a pretty good job explaining it, but the plan up on the screen in front of you is just a rendered version of the site plan that was included with the land development set. You'll see new roads running, east-west along the top of the page. This site's located in the south side of New Road. Proposing 2 points of access. The first one lining up with Cedarbrook Drive. You'll see the loop road that swings around, creating the new 18 single-family building lots. On both sides of the property, you'll see 2 areas reserved for stormwater management. There's no infiltration available on site, so these are going to be conventional rain garden designs, managing all rate, volume, and water quality for the site in accordance with your ordinance and the state's requirements under PADP. We are showing connectivity through the neighborhood. We do have a single-side sidewalk along the north side of that internal street known as, we're actually changing it to Founder's Lane, not Founder's Court. And the sidewalk along New Road will connect along the entirety of the frontage, and also connecting to, just slightly off the page here, if we can maybe pan out a little bit, you can see it connecting to the neighboring communities' sidewalk networks. But I think Mr. Murphy went through everything else. It's just all the lots are conforming lots. The subdivision overall is by right in accordance with all bulk standards, so site capacity, everything is compliant. And really, that's really it. I think we can.
Waivers?
Yeah, there's 9 waivers that were included with the packet. There was one actually added on today. It should be a new revision in your packet that was handed out. We added one more waiver, but I can run through them quickly if everyone would like.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. And I think, short circuit a little bit of it, I think those waivers have all been reviewed and discussed with Dean's office, and I think the office is supportive of those waivers.
Yes, it's noted in the Bowman Review Letter, too, that they do support the waivers,
Right.
including the additional one that was added today. So the first one is a waiver to allow the preliminary, to waive the preliminary plan requirement. So we did preliminary/final plans. The plans have been designed to meet all final plan standards, and they have been already revised and resubmitted one time to your township engineer, so it's already had the benefit of going through a whole round of revisions with the township. The second waiver requires a minimum center line radius for horizontal curves to be 150 feet. You'll see that the 2 curves on the internal road, that radius is actually 110 feet, where 150 is required. Now, due to the narrowness of the site, 150 is actually, not necessary for residential streets of this volume. And we did provide that there's fire trucks, trash trucks, all delivery vehicles can navigate that turn without a problem. 100 feet is usually typical for that, so 150 may be a little bit much. But we also provided site distance that around that curve you could see as if it was a 150-foot radius. But that has also been reviewed with the township engineer as well and does meet all functional requirements. The next waiver is a waiver from providing sidewalks on both sides of internal streets. So you'll see that just based on the fact that it's only 18 lots, we're only providing sidewalk on the north side of the internal street, but we are adding sidewalk along the entire frontage and New Road, as well as connecting a little bit off site of the page here to allow a connection to the neighboring communities as well. So overall, we're providing an equal amount of sidewalk that would have been provided if we did both sides of the road, but it just doesn't make sense to add the additional impervious internally for this site. The number 4 was added today. This is a requirement to have a minimum of 4 foot of a grass strip between the back of curb and the sidewalk. We do provide 4 foot with the exception of areas where there's required to be 5 foot wide sidewalks for ADA passing. So every so often you need to have a 5 foot wide sidewalk so someone can be passed on the sidewalk. Those areas it actually gets to be less than 4 feet. So it's just in a few areas throughout the neighborhood where it is less than 4 feet where that waiver would be required. The 5th waiver requires conduit and wiring to be installed, provided, even if you're not providing lighting fixtures. We are providing lighting fixtures at the intersections and where necessary on the job, and we do not think it is necessary to add any additional light fixtures. And it would just, create additional glare to put more fixtures internally. That's not necessary. Number 6 is to allow a fee in lieu of undeveloped land and open space. This has also been discussed and reviewed with the township engineer, and the requirement is provided in some of the reviews. Number 7 requires a minimum driveway width for residential homes to be 20 feet. As you see on the sketch in front of you, these are side entry garages. So the driveway entrance off of the street is proposed to be only 15 feet wide. We don't need 20 the whole distance, but you'll note that the area outside of the garages at the side entries are like approximately a 30 by 30 area that allows for vehicles to be parked off the street. Number 8 applies to tree protection and replacement standards. So there are trees that are going to be disturbed as part of this application, and we are providing a substantial amount of replacement trees on site. We are not able to plant all the required replacement trees, so there's going to be a fee in lieu of proposed for those plantings that cannot be planted in a good area on site. And lastly, number 9 requires that storm sewers within all road right-of-ways and township-owned easements be reinforced concrete pipe. The new industry standard is to use HDPE pipe. And so every area that's on site is going to be HDPE pipe. Anything off-site in the township road will be RCP pipe at the request of the township engineer. So this is only for the new right-of-way and on-site drainage. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them with the waivers or the application itself.
Before we get into our comments, why don't we go to the folks over here for public comment? If anybody has anything that they want to get up and talk about, ask questions, whatever, you're welcome to come up to the microphone, identify yourself, and ask whatever question you might have. Anybody have anything they want to say? You can come up to the, just state your name,
Hi, Pam Petroshian,
your address.
219 Frog Hollow. So we're directly behind.
Okay, yeah,
I
yeah.
was just wondering, could you go over what you were planning to do with the trees again? Are we getting rid of everything, or 'cause there's a lot of trees back there?
Well,
Sure. So, yeah, there are trees on site. There are going to be a certain amount of trees that are disturbed in accordance with ordinance requirements. But you'll see the plan in front of you, and there's also a plan in the plan set that is our landscape plan, which shows what's going to be replanted in accordance with township standards. So, yes, trees will be coming down, but you'll see there's street trees being lined on the new street. There's basin plantings around all the basins, and then there's also going to be some landscaping scattered throughout. But sorry, sir.
I was just going to say, I think your concern is between the back of the new house and their house on Frog Hollow. Is there going to be anything put in there as a barrier?
There's nothing proposed as a barrier, but there are going to be, and some of those trees are actually not located on this property, which will obviously remain. So if there's anything there that's on the individual properties behind us, they are going to remain, which is hard to see on the plan in front.
Well, that's where we are.
Yeah.
We know what trees are there.
Yeah.
We're just wondering if they're leaving anything, like you said, as a barrier between us.
There may be a few trees that are left as which aren't affected by grading, but the majority of those trees are not located on the property line. They're actually closer to the interior of the site.
Okay, I think that.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, and I was just wondering about the timeline.
The timeline?
Yeah, any idea?
Under the agreement of sale, I think closing, assuming all the approvals are in place, would occur sometime mid-year. And if that happens, it was designed, I think, originally to allow one more season of operation in the spring. So if that happens, we would not acquire the property until mid-year, and then the project would commence sometime in the summertime thereafter. And my guess is it would probably take 2 years, from start to finish, to complete the construction.
Okay, great,
Okay.
thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Liz Yaus. I live on Devon Road, so not that close. So I'm just thinking of my questions right now. Is this being televised right now?
Yeah.
Or will it be available in the future? Are these plans available to see?
Yes. Sure.
Are they online currently, or?
I believe so. Yeah, they were submitted. Sorry.
You can contact me if you need a plan set.
Okay, I just didn't know what's publicly available.
That's Mike Solomon, the township engineer. So he's able to get you anything you need.
Okay, and has, you mentioned something about the agreement of sale. Did you say if it goes through? I was just wondering how finalized this is and have the supervisors approved this? I'm sorry, I'm a little late to the game here.
Don't worry.
If we approve it here,
Okay.
it goes to the supervisors. for
Okay.
their approval. And then it's done, yeah.
We're considered an advisory group, and we look at it, advise on it, and then it goes to the supervisors for final
Okay.
approval.
Okay.
And, but you had another question in there, I thought.
Agreement of sale.
Well, it was the agreement of sale still pending? I think that
Yeah,
was
that's
my
what you're-
question.
Yes.
It's still pending? Okay. And that is between the heirs of the former owners and the township, or no, and you guys?
With the estate representatives of the Russell family and my client.
And your client? Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay? Anybody else? Come on up. Come on down.
My name is Terry Petrushoon. I was wondering
I'm
if,
sorry, where are you located, or where's your?
on Frog Hollow Road.
Okay.
I was wondering if anybody had looked into what kind of, if there was any hazardous waste or any kind of stuff there?
Yep. So as part of the due diligence for this project, the client did take on what's known as a Phase 1 and a Phase 2 environmental study for everything that's been on site. The Phase 2 concluded, and it was, basically the conclusion of the Phase 2 is that there was no known environmental concerns on the property. So everything's been fully vetted out as part of the client's due diligence, and there's nothing hazardous on site.
Okay. There's a couple of dump sites there that,
They were all evaluated for contaminants.
how did you do that?
It's all part of our environmental engineer did a full investigation, so there's, depending on what the contaminant is, they either do boring, samplings, lab testing, but all of that was done as part of our client's due diligence, because obviously they don't want to take on a contaminated site without knowing about it. So it's all ruled out, there's no further investigation required, and it's clean.
Is that something that could be reviewed by this gentleman?
That would be,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Anybody else? No? Okay, let's move to our group here. Does anybody here have any questions for the consultants that has not been asked or brought up already? No? Nothing? Okay. Then,
I'm sorry, can I ask a question? What is your timeline for your decision, and when will your decision be final before you go to the supervisors?
we're going to prove it tonight, or we're going to vote on it tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then I think we are ready for a motion. Okay, go ahead.
I move that we recommend to the Board of Supervisors preliminary final approval of the Russell Garden subdivision, SLD 25-2, subject to the compliance with the Township Engineers Review Letter dated December 3rd, 2025. It is also recommended that the requested waivers be granted.
Okay, everybody heard that? Let's vote on it. All in favor, say aye, or raise your hand. Aye. Any nays? No nays? Passes? I think that,
Good, thank you.
yep,
You're welcome.
that, any other comments from you folks? You're good? Okay.
We're good, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
great. Well, then, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second?
So be it.
Bang it.